A mysterious inheritance, a family secret sealed in sound, and a debt that finally gets paid. This is the story of
The secret hidden inside the talking drum.
The old woman said the drum had been waiting for someone stupid enough to open it. Kwame didn't believe her, not until the night the drum's goatskin split on its own and something inside began to hum.
The inheritance no one wanted.
When Kwame's grandfather died, the family split the estate the way families do, quietly, resentfully, and mostly over furniture. His uncles took the cocoa farm, his aunts took the good china and the corrugated roof sheet still stacked behind the compound house. Kwame, the grandson who had left for the city and only came back for funerals, was left with the drum.
Not gold, not land, a drum. The drum sat in the corner of his grandfather's workshop under a tarp that smelled of dust and palm oil, its wooden body carved from a single trunk of odum wood, its skin the color of old parchment.
This is Dauronkere, the drum that tells. But what does it tell? None of us can say. Or who last played it.
Take the drum to the city, or leave it here to rot. Either way, don't open it.
Naturally, Kwame opened it.
Kwame didn't mean to. He was cleaning it, running a cloth along the carved waist of the drum, the hourglass shape passed down through 6 generations of talking drum players in his father's line, when his thumb caught a seam in the wood he'd never noticed before, a hairline groove, deliberately cut, almost invisible unless the evening light hit it sideways.
He pressed it. The drum didn't open like a box. It breathed, a long, slow exhale of air that had been sealed inside for who knows how long, carrying with it a smell like rain on hot clay and something metallic underneath, like old coins. And then it spoke.
Not words, not exactly. A single tone, low and resonant, rolled out of the drum's belly and through the workshop, rattling the tin roof, rattling Kwame's back teeth. Every dog in the compound started barking at once. Then, just as suddenly, silence, the kind of silence that feels like it's still listening to you. Kwame sat very still for a long time.
What the elders knew. The next morning, 3 old men showed up at his gate before sunrise. He hadn't called them. He hasn't told anyone.
You heard it. Kwame, this is a talking drum. It speaks the language of our ancestors.
The talking drum? I never knew.
Your family forgot. Let us teach you.
They told him, before recorded history reached the villages, before anyone wrote anything down, the drummers of Kwame's bloodline had a practice, half craft, half faith, of pressing a piece of a dying elder's last words, their final breath, into the skin of a drum at the moment of death.
The last words?
Yes, listen.
Not metaphorically. The drummers believed and swore they'd witnessed that sound itself could be trapped the way smoke is trapped in a bottle. If you knew.
Trapped like smoke?
Yes, watch. If you knew the rhythm to seal it.
The rhythm to seal it?
Kwame's grandfather had been the last to know how. Now, you must learn.
And the drum in his workshop, the one now sitting open on the table with a groove in its side, held 7 voices, 7 elders going back over 100 years, each pressing something into the skin before they died.
Kwame, listen. This drum speaks with the voices of our ancestors.
7 elders each left their mark.
A warning, a blessing, a confession. Something they couldn't say to a living person but could say to the future, if the future ever knew how to listen.
Your grandfather was the 8th.
IV, the message. An ancient warning echoes from the cliffs, a harbinger of what is to come.
Kwame didn't sleep for 3 nights. He played the drum the way his grandfather had shown him as a boy, before the city, before he'd forgotten most of what those lessons meant. Slow strokes near the rim, the pitch bending as he squeezed the leather tension cords under his arm.
One by one, the voices came.
Some were unintelligible, worn down by decades of dust and silence, more felt than heard. But the 7th voice, the most recent, still sharp enough to make out, was unmistakably his grandfather's. It wasn't a blessing, it wasn't poetry, it was an apology. The sound of the old man's voice, pressed into the drumskin in his final week of life, admitted something the family had never known, a debt, decades old, owed to a neighboring family over land that had quietly, shamefully never been repaid.
A wrong that had calcified into a grudge nobody in the current generation understood the roots of, passed down as an inherited coldness between 2 compounds that used to be close as siblings.
Tell them before you let it become another silence in the drum.
V. The weight of an ending.
Kwame did what you'd hope any of us would do, though it cost him 3 visits, 1 furious cousin, and an afternoon of sitting across from a stranger's grandson explaining why he was suddenly holding out an envelope of money that made no sense to anyone but him.
The debt was small in the end, not the money, the years. It was the years that had been expensive.
He didn't reseal the drum. His grandfather's generation had done that out of fear or tradition or both, sealing grief and shame inside wood rather than saying it out loud while there was still time to fix it. Kwame decided, sitting in the workshop, that no longer felt haunted as patient. Not a secret, a thank you.
The drum still sits in Kwame's workshop today. He plays it sometimes, at funerals, at gatherings, teaching the rhythms to his younger cousins the way his grandfather once taught him, though he's told no one else about the groove near the base, or what's waiting patiently inside. Others wait, finally letting go.
Follow us on this channel. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Help others learn good morals.